everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a fun little painting on this green glass bottle. I've cleaned it off and it's ready to go. Most important thing with painting on glass is to make sure you clean your glass well, soap and water, and then go over it with rubbing alcohol just to make sure you've gotten all the grime and dust and stuff off of them. Alright, so for using a number 12 and a number 10 Amagic flat brush, you can use any size, a Westonia fine liner, and a number 8 Deerfoot stippler. All my items are listed below as affiliate links. You're welcome to purchase through. I am using cobalt blue, hydrangea, pale yellow, thicket, and happy green. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin by dipping one side into the, and this is the 12, into the hydrangea, one side into the cobalt blue. Just do some blending strokes. Again, I am not real funny about how you load your brush. You figure out what works best for you. I normally say 3/4 of the way up the bristle full of paint. Again, I just do what I need or what I think I need. Alright, so basically I'm just going to do some strokes here. I'm trying to remember how I did this yesterday. And I'm not trying to make it any kind of a shape. I mean, just not like the 5-petal flower, that kind of thing. I'm just making a petal shape, and I'm just adding paint as I go because I want it to be nice coverage. And I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. I'm kind of laying my brush flat down. I had to get the hang of it here for me because I didn't want the 5-petal look. But I want to make it towards the center here because I don't want to have a huge center. Big one's fine, but I don't want it to be too big. The main thing here is just to make sure you get good coverage. The more opaque, the better it's going to be. Alright, so I'm just laying my brush down and just painting. I just want to make sure it's good coverage with not a lot of brush strokes in it. And it doesn't matter if it's a 4, 5, however many petals you can fit when you're doing this, that's up to you. Doesn't have to be a set amount. Very simple, as you can tell. Try to get more into the center there, as I don't want a huge center. Alright, and then I'm going to come down here, do another one. If you're new to my channel, please know that my designs are intentionally simple because I want people to be not be afraid to give it a try. And remember, if you're starting out painting on glass, it's such a great surface to paint on. You know, the paint moves nicely. I mean, there are some challenges that are different than painting on paper, canvas, or wood, that kind of thing. But when you're done, all you need to do is just wipe it off. Doesn't have to be, you know, anything you're afraid to do because you're going to be wasting material. Like this one's going to have more petals, which is fine. Again, they don't have to all be the same. And I don't want it to be, and I'm just going to try to do one over here. It's definitely different than what I do on my paper because I have more room, because I do my paintings on paper first. And you'll see those in my thumbnails. Alright, so this guy here, I'm just going to end him up with 5. But you get the gist, right? Okay, so the next thing is going to be, I'm going to give that just a minute here. I'm going to stick my fine liner into my greens, and I always just going to stick it in there, roll it to get it full, and you can always tip however you want. Now, these I'm going to make separate stems, so I'm going to want them a little thicker. Now you can do these with your flat brushes. I just love this brush. I need to get more of them. So anyhow, this one is going to come down here. I'm going to have separate stems. I'm just trying to make them a little bit thicker since they are going to be on their own. I don't know what exactly that means, but, and then I'm just going to do a little one over here. And I'm going to do some leaves, of course, but not too many. Make it a little thicker up here. Okay, just gonna leave it at that. Gonna pick up my number 10 flat brush. Just do some blending strokes. Again, not fussy about that. I can add some yellow into it and just keep going here. I'll just keep coming back and tipping into this paint. So what I'm gonna do here, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because I don't have a whole lot of room, but I'm just gonna do real thin pointed leaves. You know, these real thin, but I want to make sure I get good coverage. It comes up here to a tip. I can even do another one out here to the side, come over. Main thing is to make sure you have good coverage. I can't stress that enough, because the thicker you apply your paint, as long as it's not too thick, the better your coverage is going to be, and the more durable the design will be, so that if something scratches up against it, it's not going to easily come off. I'm going to do another one out this way, right beside it. Do maybe a couple over this direction. So I'm just pushing the brush down a little bit and raising up. And I can come out here a little bit, and they don't all have to be really long. You can make some of them a little shorter. It's up to you. And then I'll come off of this a little bit. I don't want to go over my flowers too much. So that's one reason I'm kind of being a little cautious here, because I know a lot of times I will go over them. In this case, I don't want them doing that too much. And I don't really care if the dark is at the top of the leaf or if it's at the bottom. It doesn't matter to me. So you can put as many or as little. You don't have to have a ton of leaves. If you want one in here, I'm going to leave that open. I'm not going to put one in there. I just don't want to cover up the flower. I am going to go back in with my liner brush and then just put in some stems, attaching them to the actual stem itself. And as you can see, anybody can do this. I mean, if you can hold a paintbrush, I really honestly think that it's just not that challenging. If you want a good surface to paint on or to practice on, to get the feel, waxed paper is awesome. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do, we're almost done. Thanks so much for sticking with me. The last thing I'm going to do, take my Deerfoot stippler and pounce in the center. Now they can be round, they can be oval, doesn't matter. Got a little bit of blue in there, which is fine. little bit. It's a smaller one. I'm going to tip the back end of my different stippler into this green and just kind of go around the bottom a little bit. This did pick up a little blue. If you want to avoid that, hit it with a heat gun or a hair dryer first and then do it. Alright, and you just come back and blend it a little bit if you want. Or if you like it just like that, it's fine. You can add some dots if you want. I'm not going to on this one, but here you go. Quick, easy, minimal paints needed, and you have a fun, pretty design. Alright, hope you like this video. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and prior to leaving, if you would, please take a moment to share this video on your social network with your family and friends. I am trying to grow my channel and I would appreciate it. Until the next time, please stay safe.